Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we'll be going from the 28th of January up until the 3rd of Feb, and we'll first look at a couple of games that may have crept out without being in one of these videos for whatever reason, before of course looking at the week in hand. So which games are coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out. Let's start with a couple of games already out, and the first is called Kindergarten Buddy Edition. This is a bundle which brings together 2017's Kindergarten and 2019's Kindergarten 2. I must admit I've never heard of these games, but the tagline for the first game is "Welcome to Kindergarten, have fun trying to learn to share and not die." They are puzzle adventure games apparently set in a school that's not quite right, and you'll be partaking in all sorts of activities involving magnets, dodgeball and excessive violence as you attempt to uncover a grand conspiracy. Sounds pretty crazy, and it will cost you £17.09 or your regional equivalent.
A big thank you to Red Deer Games for sponsoring this episode. Now they want us to tell you about their new NOS, the new operating system, which is essentially that. It allows you to customize and design your Nintendo Switch operating system space to meet your own desires. Now it is actually a puzzle game, so although on the surface it looks like you're paying for a themed UI, essentially you're buying a small puzzle game, and the puzzles revolve around the organisation and management of your own space.
Yeah, you'll be able to find your favourite setup and create your own user experience, the one that you feel suits your Switch the best. There is a notepad on there, a sketchbook and a day planner.
But as we say, the majority of it is that puzzle experience, and it's a very small 263 megabyte download. It'll be available on January the 27th if it's not already, and all the price information is on your screen now.
It is indeed, absolutely. Just again, a big thank you to Red Deer Games for sponsoring this episode. And the last for those already out is Gardenia. This is a gardening simulator with elements of platformer, crafting, adventure and exploration according to the blurb, as you look to solve the mystery of who is behind the pollution suddenly appearing on the island. You'll be able to arrange the space as you wish and create beautiful compositions, craft items on your magic crafting table, make friends with the other inhabitants of the world and find hidden treasures. This one released on the 20th and it sells for £13.49. Let's move on to the games coming out this week, and the first is Trek to Yomi. Here you play as a lone samurai called Hiroki who is sworn to protect his town, and you'll engage with vicious swordsmen and supernatural beings on your journey. It promises a streamlined combat system based around the traditional weapons of the samurai, and a cinematic presentation with dynamic camera angles used to create an authentic samurai movie experience. This is published by Devolver Digital, who, as we always say, certainly seem to know how to pick a game when it comes to publishing duty, and it is going to sell for their standard price of £17.99 when it releases on the 30th. The next release is SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake, which is the latest game based on the popular SpongeBob SquarePants animated series. This is a 3D platformer where you'll travel to 7 distinct wish worlds such as the Wild West, Jellyfish Fields and Halloween Rock Bottom, and SpongeBob will have access to a number of different costumes which will help him with the platforming. It's developed by Purple Lamp Studios, who also handled the Battle for Bikini Bottom remaster, Rehydrated, which released back in 2020, and it is being published by THQ Nordic. It features the voice actors from the series as well as a soundtrack from the show too. This is out on the 31st and it will cost £34.99.
But we accidentally used too much of your magic bubble soap and destroyed Bikini Bottom!
Find the portal that suits your costume. Once you have located your friends, you can use the magic bubble wand to return them home.
Then we have Gunscape, which calls itself a first-person shooter world-building hybrid in which gamers create, share and enjoy their own maps. It goes on to say that this is inspired by classic shooters, taking the most memorable elements and putting them into a toolkit, enabling players to create single-player and co-op campaigns or multiplayer arenas. The game is organised into themes taken from the first-person shooter genre, and each theme will contain blocks, player models, enemies and music tracks, and of course guns to help you build your own levels. There is a server to share creations and a map browser allowing you to share your maps globally, and it all sounds pretty good to be fair. We'll see how it plays out though in practice when it releases on the 1st of Feb for £9.99. Next is Fashion Police Squad, which is a retro-inspired first-person shooter where your enemy is crime against fashion. You play as a member of the Fashion Police and you must clean the streets of heinous crimes such as socks and sandals in a crazy story mode. To do so, you'll be utilising special weapons such as sock gnomes as you jump, swing and climb your way around Trendopolis. Each crime has a solution, so you'll need to choose your weapon carefully to solve each fashion faux pas as you fight against the biggest and baddest bosses in the fashion industry. Sounds absolutely crazy, but it is nice to see developers having a bit of fun with a long-standing genre, and this will cost £15.49 and it's out on the 2nd. The next release is Active DBG Braves Rage, which describes itself as a roguelite deck building game with a twist. There are 9 playable characters, over 300 cards, 20 different difficulty settings and 7 different stages, with the main hook being a sort of bullet time mechanic which allows players to slow things down to attack or block or build up powerful combos. Each character has their own cards and skill tree, and you can loot powerful items and gear along the way to further improve your chances of success. This is another game out on the 2nd and it will cost £17.09 or your regional equivalent. Following on from that is Life is Strange 2, which follows other games in the series such as those included in the Arcadia Bay collection and True Colours in coming to the Switch. This one first released back in 2018 and it stars brothers Sean and Daniel, who are on the run after a traumatic incident unleashes Daniel's telekinetic powers. You'll need to attempt to reach Mexico and the brothers will bond on their journey. Daniel will learn from his older brother Sean, and what you teach him will have far-reaching consequences. I've only ever played the first game in this particular series. I played it through to the Platinum Trophy a few years back on the PS4, so please do let me know if this sequel is worth playing. This is out on the 2nd and it will cost £25.99.
On the ground! Now!
What are we gonna do now?
The penultimate game for the week is Drainus. This is a shoot 'em up where the ship, the titular Drainus, comes equipped with a reflector which allows you to absorb energy attacks and fire them back at your enemies. You can convert the absorbed energy into homing missiles, reflective lasers, omnidirectional physical shards and more, being able to pick and choose a build to suit the situation. I do like the sound of this one. It's an interesting take on the power-up system found in shoot 'em ups to have you absorbing the bullets of your enemies and then using this to create a weapon that suits your need at that particular moment. It gives a nice risk-reward element, provided of course that I am comprehending it properly, and it will cost £17.59 or your regional equivalent. And finally for the week there is Helvetii, which is a 2D brawler roguelite set in Gaelic Celtic mythology. This comes via Red Art Games and focuses on the Helvetii tribes as you take on the role of a number of characters, each with their own personalities and strengths, wielding the many powers bestowed upon you by the primal deities. Each playthrough will redistribute its rooms and power-ups to give you a unique playthrough, and combat techniques include combo strings, juggling, breaking characters' guards and throwing projectiles. The art style reminds me of Muramasa the Demon Blade to a certain extent, with the combat also looking quite similar to that game when you see it in motion. This one is out on the 3rd and it will cost £15.29 or your regional equivalent.
Not a fan of druids.
So there you have it, there is another week of Nintendo Switch releases. Do any of these games interest you at all? Will you be picking any of them up? Please do let us know in the comment section below. Another thank you to the sponsor of today's video. Please do check out their product, link will be in the description and the top pinned comment, and there is also a link down there to our website switchup.gg where you can get yourself your eShop cards and save yourself 10% in the process by using the code SwitchUp. Don't forget this is only in effect until the end of January, whereby it will be replaced with something else that we'll go into a bit more at a later date. There's also a link down there to Play Asia if you want to import any games for yourself. Use the link, use the code stated, and you can get yourself 5% off of an order from there. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and our channel members of course, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.